Assalamualaikum and hi, I back to Semubara and everyone. I am Nur Amanina binti Syamuddin. In this video, I will review on this one article entitled Student Perception of Difficult Concept in Biology in Senior Secondary School in Lagos State by A. Benjamin Otobro and O. Manuel Fabino. This article is empirical article. Firstly, let's take a look at the research objective and the research question of this article. There are 5 research objectives that stated in this article, while only 4 research questions. The existing theory or approaches that stated in this article is the first one, switching teaching and learning mode from student-centered to teacher-centered. And the educational approaches that include from the changes is using the cooperative learning approaches. Now, let's take a look at the issue or problem statement in this article. According to West African Examination Council (WAEC) and the National Examination Council (NECO), the result for biology subject has very poor and consistently declined in the performance during public examination. This happens due to several factors which, according to Tekaya et al. 2001 and Zimmer 2011, secondary school students are having difficulties to learn and understand the concept in certain topic in biology subject. Even the nature of biology subject itself that requires students to memorize so many things like fact that make the student even harder to learn biology. Other than that, the European Union (EU) state that there is small gap in gender differences in science achievement. Girls tend to have weak self-concept in biology subject compared to boys. And according to Osborne and Collins, students no longer interest to learn science due to the overload content in the curriculum and causes lack of discussion for each topic. There is no creative expression opportunities, the alienation of science from society and the prevalence of isolated science subject. Other than that, factors such as classroom learning environment, lack of interest in learning science, overloaded curriculum content and delineation of science from other also cause the difficulty in learning biology. The researcher also state that ignoring student interest and expectation in designing learning environment causes they not to interest to learn biology. Now, we're moving on to the research gap. The biology performance during examination is very poor. This has happened due to various factors, which mainly because students find that concept in certain topic in biology is difficult to understand. Even the nature for biology topic itself generally requires students to remember a lot of term, fact, and concept. This somehow affect negatively students' motivation and achievement to learn biology. Therefore, this research paper is conducted to survey and to overcome those problems. Next, we are going to see the method that have been used to conduct the research. This research is using mixed method research approach, which are qualitative and quantitative approaches. The technique used to collect the respondent is using stratified random sampling procedure. The researcher conduct a survey on 400 students using questionnaire. There are 3 sections in the questionnaire. The first and second part is using closed-ended question, while the third one using open-ended question. To get the precise data, the researcher also conduct the data analysis using few tests such as chi-square test and ANOVA. And to validate the data, the researcher using a Cronbach alpha. Therefore, these are the improvements that can be made to overcome the issue. Schools need to make the subject content of senior secondary school biology curriculum more contemporary, meaningful and interesting for the student, reflecting the current development in the field and relating teaching-learning process with daily life issue. However, biology instruction should be supported by qualified textbook, instructional material, hands-on, mind-on session and observation as well as experiments. From my point of view, the improvement that can be made are the first one. In this article, there are 5 research objectives and only 4 research questions. And there is no research objective number 3 at the research question. However, according to Chua Yan Piao 2020, the research question must be consistent with the research objective. But as we can see, there are only 5 research objectives and only 4 research questions. So we can say that the research objective and research question is not consistent. Next, this article need to add the literature review section. Instead of combining the literature review at the introduction part, better we have to separate those sections. This is to help the reader to get the important points and further information regarding the issue that discussing in this article, since literature review is supported by other journal or article. And I think that is all from me. Thank you.